It happened in Phoenix, Arizona on a Wednesday afternoon when the heat made the sidewalks shimmer and everything felt slow. 13-year-old Naya Torres, fresh off track practice, was walking home with her earbuds in, her purple hoodie hanging loose, and sweat drying on her forehead. It was her normal route, the cracked pavement along Jefferson Street, the chain-link fences, and parked cars baking in the sun. Then a patrol SUV rolled up behind her. White, dusty, engine humming low. No lights, no siren, just creeping. She felt it before she saw it, that tightening in her stomach. The door opened. A tall officer stepped out. Officer Cole Harding, wide shoulders, shaved head, sunglasses hiding everything. "Hey, come here," he barked. Naya froze, pulled out one earbud. "Me? Yeah, you. Get over here." She walked slowly, confused. "I'm just going home from practice," she said. "You live around here?" "Yes." "Why are you wearing a hoodie in this heat?" "It's just let me see some ID." She didn't have any. She was 13. Her voice shook. I don't have. Harding stepped forward and grabbed her wrist. "Wait," she said, startled. "I said turn around. I didn't do anything." He spun her, twisted her arm up behind her back, her backpack slipping off her shoulder. She stumbled, her foot hit the curb, and then she screamed, a sharp, tearing cry that sliced the air. Two people on the sidewalk stopped and pulled out their phones. "She's a kid," a man shouted. Harding didn't answer. He pressed his knee into Naya's back, pinning her to the scorching concrete. Her right arm snapped under the force. She cried, shaking, gasping for breath she couldn't find. "I told her to stop resisting." But she hadn't resisted. She hadn't even raised her voice. By the time backup arrived, Naya's arm had already begun to swell. Blood streaked down her elbow. She was loaded into an ambulance, still sobbing. The medic asked, "Honey, what's your name?" Naya. Naya Torres." That last name was the one that changed everything. Because her father was Emilio, the Maestro Torres, a former world champion martial artist, one of the most respected fighters Phoenix had ever produced. And no one hurt his daughter and walked away from it. The ER lights were harsh when Emilio rushed in. Tall, quiet, composed in a terrifying way. His daughter's arm was wrapped in casts and gauze. His wife, Marisol, stood beside the bed gripping the rail so hard her knuckles were white. "What happened?" Emilio asked, voice low and steady. Marisol handed him the report. Officer Cole Harding claimed she resisted. Emilio looked at the swollen arm. "Naya, did you resist?" "No." "Did you run?" "No." "Did he tell you why he stopped you?" "She just grabbed me." Emilio kissed her forehead. "We're going to write down everything. You remember it all. I'll take care of the rest." He wasn't loud. He never needed to be. When the nurse left, he pulled out his phone and began making calls, not to friends, but to reporters, lawyers, old contacts, people who remembered what he did in the ring. He wasn't returning to fighting. He was returning to finish something. By the next morning, a cell phone video of the arrest hit 100,000 views. By that afternoon, 300,000. At noon the next day, Emilio held a press conference inside his training gym, Torres Academy, where dozens of kids learned discipline, respect, and self-control. Cameras filled the room. Parents stood shoulder to shoulder. His old students took the back wall like a protective shield. He stepped into the center of the ring he hadn't used in years. "My daughter's name is Naya," he began, voice calm but sharp as a blade. "She's 13 years old. She was walking home. She answered every question. She didn't resist. And she still ended up in a hospital bed." He held up a flash drive. "This is Officer Harding's body cam footage. I've given copies to multiple reporters. Watch it. Then tell me she was a threat." Silence, then murmurs, then outrage. "I spent years teaching kids to stay calm, to control their fists. But what good is that when the people with power don't control theirs?" He stepped down from the ring. "I didn't teach my daughter to be silent, and neither should you." The room erupted. The next days shook Phoenix. Students wore purple hoodies to school. Parents demanded accountability. Protests formed outside the police station. The chief held emergency meetings. And Harding? He was placed on leave. But Emilio wasn't done. A whistleblower officer contacted him privately. "Your daughter's not the first." The department buried complaints. The evidence came next: footage, emails, memos. A journalist dropped the story at dawn. Modesto police cover-up in multiple use of force cases. By noon, it was statewide news. By evening, national. The district attorney held a press conference. "We are charging Officer Cole Harding with aggravated assaults and falsifying reports." Emilio watched the broadcast with his arms folded. Expressionless. Steady. Justice wasn't a victory. It was only a beginning. 3 months later, Naya stood in the gym watching her dad work the heavy bag. "You ever miss fighting?" she asked. He smiled. "Sometimes." "You think I could train again?" "With that arm?" he teased. She smirked. "Maybe." He held up his palms. "Then show me what you got." She punched with her left hand, light but strong, balanced. "Good," he said. "See? Sometimes one arm is all it takes." Naya looked up at him. "Dad, you didn't just fight for me, right?" "No," he said softly. "I fought so the next kid doesn't have to."